Right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us again today for another show. Uh, Our special guest for today is none other than tech columnist Bob Reyes. Okay, so hello,
Hi,
Bobs. Say hello to our audience.
kamusta? Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Right. Good. Cool. Cool. So let's kick it off. No.
Okay,
Sir Bob, could you describe your current role for us? What do you do, in other words?
okay. So, I wear three hats. So, one is that I own an IT consulting firm. So, it's named Surfside Web and IT Services. That's one.
Mm.
Second is, uh, I represent Mozilla, the global nonprofit here in the Philippines. So, yun,
Mm-hmm.
si Dino. Okay. The third one is I write for the Manila Bulletin as a tech news columnist. So, yun. So,
Mm.
three different hats. And of course, I have two kids, so I have to take care of them on a daily
Mm.
basis.
Wow, wow. And is that like equal share, no? Parang 25, 25, 25 and 25 as a parent, no?
Something like
Or
that, oo, yeah. Pero kasi ang kagandahan naman, let's say, with Mozilla is that uh, wala naman akong fixed time with them.
mm,
So what like later I'll explain what I do. And then as a tech columnist, hindi ako reporter na I am given a specific assignment per day to write
mm.
and to cover.
Cool. Right, so let's proceed with our next question, no? Is siguro especially sa starting out, yung mga young ones pa, no? They would like to know how from college you went about your professional journey and what led you to this point.
Okay. So nung from high school going to college, so ang kinuha kong course is computer science, pero that was not my first choice. My very first choice is actually music. Except
Music.
that, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I
Ah,
played the piano. I passed the music entrance exam for two schools.
mhm.
Okay. Yung isa exclusive girl school. Okay. Kaya
Okay.
lang, of course, yeah. You know, the usual, the common misconceptions that walang pera sa music. So
Mm-mm.
yun yung unang doon. So parang sabi, sige, they wanted me to become an engineer, but I
Mm.
hate math. So parang let's meet in the middle. So, uy, mukhang okay yung computer science. Okay.
Okay.
That's without knowing that it's actually BS math, major in computer science. So, yeah, okay. So, when I was in high school, our class was the first batch to be taught how to program. So, it was an
Mm.
experiment
Mm.
in my school. And I happened to love
Mm.
programming at
Mhm.
an early age, something like I was 13 then.
Anong
And yun,
language nun, sir, at the time?
Uh, unang tinuro sa amin was Pascal and then
Pascal.
C and
Mm.
C++.
Mm.
Tapos pagdating ko ng college, nagamit ko yung C saka yung C++.
Mm.
I joined programming competition sa school as early as first year.
Mm.
Tapos, nanalo naman. Actually, from second year hanggang gumraduate ako, scholar ako kasi yung panalo na kong prize ng first year ako was wala ka nang babayarang tuition hanggang gumraduate ka.
Amazing.
So,
Oh.
So yun. So nagamit naman. So I told my teacher that time na, oh sir, I won in a competition and I used C. Sabi niya, okay. So someone actually learned from my class, something like that.
Oh, cool. And then after that, sir, after college, tuloy-tuloy na yan. How did you did you look for a first job? Did you try it on your
Okay.
own?
So it's my first passion is music.
Mm-mm.
My second passion is aviation. When I was
Yes.
choosing between music and aviation, I was discouraged to take up avionics
Mm-mm.
and aeronautical engineering kasi walang R&D sa Pilipinas. So
Mm-mm.
parang if you are someone who's in the aviation industry, ang by default, you will go outside of the country and I don't want to do that. So
Mm-mm.
yun, after college, I went to an aviation firm. Pero
Mm-hmm.
it's
Okay.
a totally different world, okay? Hindi kagad, my job at first doesn't require me to use computers. Not
Mm.
until 6 months later. So they noticed that, oh, this guy has actually training in computers. So they
Mm-mm.
put me in an office that is like the nerve center of the flight
Mm-mm.
operations. So yun, I spent a good 15 years with that.
Mhm.
company. Tapos, yun, since, that was, something like 2000 until 2014. Yeah.
Mm. And then,
That is my background. Tapos, in between those, yeah, in between the usual office job. So I manage my own Interpsite Web Services. We started as a web hosting
mhm.
service. Tapos, naging consulting na kasi yung mga kaibigan ko, they will refer me to their friends,
Yeah.
etc. And then, parang sabi, why don't I put up a real company since they are, basically giving gigs to me. Gig lang ang consideration ko sa kanya dati. It's not a business.
Mm-mm. Cool. And then, siguro last question on this journey, no? How did you end up being the tech columnist? Right now, I think you're the premier, if I may say, no? Premier
Hindi naman.
tech
Hindi
columnist.
naman. Madaming mas nauna sa akin sa mga idols ko. So parang it was 2015 when our editor at the Manila Bulletin, Sir Art Samaniego, sent me a message. Actually, I posted that when I celebrated my 5th year with the Manila Bulletin, and he invited me to write sa Manila Bulletin as a tech news columnist. And my response to him was like, "Sir, I do not have any training or background in journalism." And ang sagot niya is, "Ano ka ba? Para lang niya nagbablog. I've been blogging since 2003."
Yeah.
And parang sabi niya, it's just like blogging, except that there's an editor, and which is better because on my own blog, it's a one-man show. So at least sa Diario, you have an editor, and it's an exciting world, different from blogging. But I still consider myself as a blogger up to this day. It's just that I have my way of presenting the news and articles sa newspaper.
Yes, correct. No? And sir, would you say that is your, passion, or maybe what is your current passion at the moment?
So right now, I write more kasi actually what okay, so even if we are in a pandemic, I guess it is a way for me to spend more time in front of my computer, because before, pre-COVID days, I will have to travel in between different meetings, and traffic sucks in Metro Manila.
True.
Doon nauubos yung oras ko eh. So doon nauubos. So maghapon, I will have to attend 3 to 5 meetings physically. And the travel itself, we're going from Makati to BGC to Quezon City, then back to Makati, etc. It is draining. So wala na akong time para magsulat, wala na akong time to make music, wala na akong time to do this kind of stuff. Okay? So right now that we are all at home, and all of your business clients, all of your subject matters sa mga write mo na blogs or sa column, nasa bahay din. Andaling magpatalon-talon sa mga meetings, sa mga interviews, etc. So, I manage my time right now na parang dealing with kids for their homeschooling in the morning, and then attending press conferences, doing interviews, writing articles, and then doing Mozilla stuff. And then in between, that's the beauty of my business. Kahit saan ba sa may internet, I can do my business. So kasi hindi naman ganun siya masyadong tututukan. You can automate many aspects of the business, and basta wag lang merong isang server o merong isang website ng client na magda-down, mga ganun, and that's pretty manageable.
And in this business, sir, do you have a team? Like do you actually employ a lot of developers under you, right?
Not much. In the team, ako yung pang 10th. So it's just a 10-man team. So
10-man team.
Different stacks, different expertise. It depends on anong kailangan ng kliyente. So mostly naman, the clients will just require you to create websites. Some, especially now, they would require you to create LMS. Okay? And of course, since I have my Mozilla background, lahat ng ginagamit namin open source. So that's how we do things. And ever since, I don't require them to be at the office, even if we have a physical office. So talagang since 2014, it's work from home.
Wow, amazing, no? So in connected to this, no, how do you feel about remote work or working from home?
Okay, sa Mozilla, basic more than half of the manpower is working from home.
Mhm.
In my business, I don't require people to be at the office, even if there's a physical office. So parang nung nauso yung work from home last year, parang we've been doing that for half a decade already, something like
Mm.
that. So welcome to my world, something to that effect.
Wow. And I guess because advantage ng being already working from home or remote working offices, you are not limited geographically from hiring within Metro Manila only, no? So you guys,
True.
you employ all over the nation and even outside.
Yes, that's correct. So even if you have even my former people, I can still tap them on not on a permanent basis. So on a contractual or on a project basis, even if they're no longer in the Philippines. That's the beauty of doing remote work. And yeah, you have basically an enormous selection of talents. Medyo depende syempre sa hinahanap ng client saka yung kailangan mo as a business owner.
That's cool, no? Um, Given that, how would you describe your management style? In your company and also in Mozilla Philippines, right? Since you guys have volunteers as well.
In my company, we basically are equal. So even if you own the business, so you treat everyone as co-equal with you. Okay. Isa sa pagkakamali ko noon when starting the business in 2003, hindi ko pinapasweldo yung sarili ko. So, and my friend who's practicing finance, and he told me that's wrong. You must include yourself in the payroll. So as a young business or technopreneur that time, I was thinking that whatever will be left on a monthly thing dun sa kita ng company, that will be mine. So sabi niya, no, that's wrong. You need to set aside a specific amount as your salary. So I started that maybe after 5 years of doing business. So that is one that I learned. Second is yung sa Mozilla kasi as a community leader, it's totally different because what you have in the country are not paid staff. They're volunteers. Okay, we love our volunteers. Okay, but of course there's a restriction. You cannot assign them so many stuff because you know that they also have their daytime jobs.
True.
Some of them are still studying, and you can only give them deadlines, and these deadlines are not hard deadlines, okay, not the deadliest deadlines, so to speak, in the IT world. So yun, medyo you'll have to balance those things na parang nung una naiinis ako kasi parang diba, we need to deliver this, we need to do that, we need to do this. Pero one thing that makes us Filipinos different from other communities or volunteers at sa Mozilla community global, we can still deliver kahit anong pressure meron. And one thing that we are proud with our volunteers locally is that even if this is not a paid gig or a job, okay, they consider themselves as employees. Okay?
Interesting.
So it's like a volunteer thing, pero yung commitment nila para silang volunteers. So minsan kami na yung mahihiya na parang grabe yung level nung contribution nila. Yes, yung effort nila. Yeah. So yun. So ganun ka unique yung organization.
Amazing. Sir, given you do wear many hats, including yung Mozilla, yung Columnist, and as a business slash manager, one of the questions here is that do you still code? No, given yung CS, no, you still code, no? And what do you code now, or what's your stack at the moment?
So one of my within Mozilla, I wear several hats. One of the hats is that I am part of the tech speakers group. So I do tech speaking in different conferences here and abroad, and you need to create code for your demo. Okay, hindi pwedeng copy and paste lang. So you need to kung ang audience is students, you need to tailor fit your code, your examples, so that the students will be able to understand them. So right now, so it's web, HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and yeah, from time to time I use Rust. So we try to advocate Rust programming. It is not that uh, appealable to many, especially to students, but to the seasoned programmers. So they see the value of using Rust recently. But we've been doing these things for more than half a decade.
I see. How about in your current company? You did example that you do it coding for demos, no? How about for production naman with your
For
company?
production, it's still web stack, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because most of our client companies, they would just require you to create web-based services, websites. Karamihan ng clients namin, mga SME, yung mga walang IT department, so we will act as their IT department. That's why we added the consultancy part. Before, wala kami na consultancy part eh. So now we try to, there are times that we represent them in biddings, in supplier meetings, because yeah, they don't know this stuff, and then it's our role to ensure that whatever they're going to buy or they're going to subscribe with will be of beneficial to their business.
Right. Cool, no? I don't know if I've asked this a while ago, no? But I see you as a very successful IT professional, no? But how would you define for yourself what makes you successful?
Okay, it depends. I was asked many times. Ang sa akin, definition ko ng success is when you are happy with what you're doing. It's not the amount of money or the awards that your company or you personally will receive. But if you are happy, you are successful. Yun ang mantra ko. So, yeah, many people will always say that you're always smiling. Akala nila wala akong problema. Pero no, that's just me. Something like that. Even during my days aviation, yeah, just see me smiling, pero on top of my head, parang gusto ko nang sumabog dahil sa dami ng ginagawa. So,
True.
it's just me. So, doon naubos yung buhok ko.
No? I also often hear that, people or parents at least ask their children not to take IT because they feel like it's a faster or easier path to success. Do you have any comments on that particular statement or notion na IT is easier to succeed or not?
If I will be the one who's going to choose a career for my children, of course, I will tell them IT is the best. Pero I just want them to enjoy whatever they like to take. My eldest, si Robin, a few years back, we had this several experiments at Mozilla. We try to teach kids as early as 6, 7, 8 years old how to code HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. And he was part of that team. So sila yung mga lab rats namin. So it's like teaching web development to kids without actually making them realize that they're learning web development. So parang puro laro lang siya, mga ganon, different kinds of activities. He enjoyed it. And in school, I was asking his computer teacher, and yeah, nakakaanom daw, not that excellent, pero at least naiintindihan niya yung mga pinagagawa, and he even competed with robotics competitions sa school. For my little girl, she's grade 1, so parang wala pa, pero of course, since ako yung dad, naka-expose na siya sa mga gadgets, sa internet, so those kinds of things. Pero whatever they would want to pursue in college, it's up to them. Hindi ko sila pero pag tinatanong ko yung anak ko, yung panganay, gusto niya daw maging piloto, yung girl wala pa, pero something, parang okay lang, kahit anong gusto niyo, hanggang ma-realize na kung saan siya masaya, doon ko sila susuportahan.
That's a very cool answer, no? And like you said, success is being happy. So if you find that IT is what makes you happy, then I guess that is how you can succeed. If it's not IT, then parang follow that path, right? Follow
Yes,
whatever
that's
you're
correct.
passionate about. No?
Kasi sabi ko nga nung hindi ako natuloy mag-music, pagkatapos kong mag-computer science, babalik ako, mag-music ako. Hindi na nangyari yun kasi you have to work. Pero now, you know how to do computer stuff, and then you have a keyboard, can easily attach your keyboard to your computer and do music while making IT work, something to that effect.
Alam mo sir, meron ako dito, tinatawag nila AWS Deep Composer. Dapat
Yeah.
ata pahiram ko rin yan sa'yo, no? Para it's music with IT.
Yeah.
Using machine learning. Ipahiram ko sa'yo para magamit mo and matry mo.
Sure. Actually, it's one on my checklist right now. So I would have to sit down and dedicate some time to learn this kind of stuff. Nung reinvent 2 years ago, that's one of the things that I saw, and it was of interest to me.
Sige. So I'll try to get that shipped to you as soon as possible, no?
Go. Salamat.
Yes. Sige. So sir, we're reaching the 20 minute mark, no? So I have just one last question for you, which is your basic advice, no? Take as much time as you want, but generally, the question is, if you've heard this, how to be you po? Okay, how to be you?
Okay. So I believe in several things. One is that you need to learn, and learning never stops. That's one. Up to this day, right now, I'm enrolled in a course at UPOU, and it has something to do with learning and teaching. And one of my friends told me, "Diba, you're done with that. You already have several certificate courses with learning and teaching. But yeah, every time that you will take a course related to that knowledge, okay, may bago eh. So for me, that's one of my mantra. Learning never stops. Second is that the best teacher is still experience. Okay, so even if you fail at something, it will give you an experience, and that will be one of the best teachers that you could ever have. Not the teachers that you have in school, okay? Pero yung mismo experience mo, first-hand experience, that would be the most awesome teacher. So, yun yung lagi sinasabi sa mga estudyante. Yung mga pinag-aralan mo na by the book, mga nado sa textbook, hindi lahat yung magagamit mo eh. After high school, after college, pagdating mo sa work. Pero yung mga natutunan mo while you are learning and while you go in life, yun, those are the best teachers. And hindi mo pwedeng kalimutan yung mga tinuro doon ng life in general.
That's true. No? I personally say sometimes na in school, you learn how to learn. That's what you should do. You should learn how to learn in school.
And listen.
And listen.
And listen. Kasi iba, wala. Pumasok sa isang tenga, lumabas sa kabila. Walang mangyayari sa mga tao. So yun, when I look for people, yun ang hinahanap ko, yung good listener.
Alright. Thank you, sir. No? So, that basically wraps up our show, no? But if you have any shout out that you wanna do at the moment, meron ka bang shout out or anything like that sa ating audience?
Ayun, maraming salamat for having me. For those who want to become volunteers at the Mozilla Philippines community, you can go to join.mozillaph.org, and then yun, just be yourself, do whatever makes you happy.
So again, thank you everyone for attending this session. The link that Sir Bob just mentioned, I'll also put it in the description below, no? And of course, as with all the videos, now don't forget to like and subscribe here, link below, you know. I'm gonna pointing down. Right? Okay, so thank you everyone. And thank you again, Sir Bob. Okay, thank you and see
Maraming
you guys
salamat.
around. Bye-bye. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you. Ayun. Nako.
Ayun. Sa OBS ka nga pala nagre-record, no?
Oo,
OBS.
sa OBS ako nagre-record. Pero nag-hang si OBS. Hindi ko mapindot yung
Hala.
stop. Hoy, stop.